Welcome to this C4A Academy episode where we will have more on transitions, including to the finger point and to the big stencil. We will discuss the transition to a finger point, the transition to the 26-letter stencil, and a breakdown of the 3 transition steps for success. Transition to a finger point.
That if a student has a really strong point, a nice solid looking point, I may not use the pencil to start. I may just use the finger because eventually we're going to want to end up at the finger. If a student tends to move their hand too quickly towards the board so that their eyes don't have a chance to get to the letter before the hand is moving, that's when I really can't encourage people enough to have them using a pencil with these boards, because they have to aim and it tends to slow them down. Okay. So at what point, if you are using the pencil, do you transition to the finger? It does vary from student to student. I would say a rule of thumb might be, do they seem to be self-correcting? In other words, if the pencil's coming forward, are they pausing and shifting to the correct letter? When I start to see that, I start thinking about moving, because that way, even if the hand tends to move quickly, they have the motor control to stop themselves and to look and fix. So I hope that is kind of a little explanation. At some point, every student really can end up with their finger. But that said, at some point we really do, sorry, I'm going to interrupt our flow here.
Yeah.
We do need to make a video about what to do with students who are really, really motor impaired.
Yes,
So
for
sorry
sure.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, no, very good.
Okay.
No, I think, and as you said about being motor impaired, you have to form the point for some of them, and you might have to keep your hand on it for a little bit, to have them understand you got to stay like this.
What I tend to, actually, since we're doing this, what I tend to do, Elizabeth, I'm going to get a little handsy. I have students who their hand will just kind of end up not in a, they're trying, but because that's a volitional motor skill, isolating a finger, they struggle. So it would look kind of like this. Again, I'm just going to do the word spelling.
Good.
Not being able to form a point is very frustrating. I am remembering those days and beg you to be patient with us to get a point into our muscle memory.
Oh, you good? Yeah.
You ready? Great. So what I would do is this. I would actually take their hand in the beginning, form the point, and then do spelling again, Elizabeth. S. And then make your hand kind of like mushy like that. See, she's so good.
Mushy.
And I would just literally reach forward, cup it, and drop my hand and do that.
Yeah.
And if I have to do it every single letter for a while, that's what I do. Form a point.
Yeah.
Form a point. Form a point. I have little ones that, especially the little guys, tend to struggle with that more. Okay. So back to our 26-letter transition.
Yes.
Transition to the 26-letter stencil.
Yes.
Okay. It is not melodramatic. MELODRAMATIC, to say that in the early part of the 20th century a war took place that would literally change history for all of mankind. The opposing sides were not the usual global empires or antagonistic ANTAGONISTIC countries, though. They were men, just 2 genius men. And the outcome of the war led to repercussions, that's REPERCUSSIONS, that we still feel today, whether or not we are aware. On one side of the fight was the remarkably brilliant man, Thomas Edison, THOMAS EDISON, who may be the most famous inventor who ever lived. On the opposing side was the equally brilliant, considerably stranger, which is saying a lot because Edison wasn't exactly a run-of-the-mill sort of guy, Croatian, CROATIAN, born Nikola, NIKOLA, Tesla, TESLA, whose mind was so remarkable that words failed to convey adequately just what a creative genius he really was. And it was Tesla's ultimate victory in their war which gave us the electric world we currently enjoy today. So today's the day we're going to start transitioning to the 26-letter board. So we're going to start with just a spell word, okay? Melodramatic. Go get it all the way. Get it, get it, get it. Move your eyes. Keep going. And M. Top shelf on the right, all the way up. Move those eyes. Move those eyes. E. Top shelf in the middle. Look, 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 look. L. Down and get it. O. Go get it all the way. Look, look, look. D. Move your eyes all the way. Look, look, look. Get it, get it, get it. Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
R. Almost there. A and. Look, look, look. M. Go get it. A. Look and find it. T. All the way. I and all the way. Look, look, look. C. Melodramatic.
I know that wasn't very melodramatic, haha. But getting that first letter on the big stencil is a big deal. Celebrate your shared victory. Breakdown of the 3 transition steps.
Okay, so now pretend we're doing great with that. Okay, and now I'm bringing it in a word. Let's say we'll bring it in. I'm going to skip. Usually I would go to 2 to 3 letters, maybe, if that went really well. Non-consecutive letters, because I don't want her yet to have to shift her eyes from one letter to another on here while staring at it. There's a lot of information on here. Okay, so what I do is I do a non-consecutive letter at first. But if things are going great and she's getting to those letters pretty well, okay, then step 2 really would be starting to try consecutive letters. Okay, so we're going to try that. Again, we're just going to do a spell word. We'll spell antagonistic. Okay.
Oh.
So top shelf on the left in the corner, up and get it. And all the way, move your eyes towards the right. Look, 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 look. Find it, find it, find it, find it. And all the way to the right. T, beautiful. A and T. A and G. Great. All the way to the right, Elizabeth. In the middle, on the right. Move your eyes all the way. Get there, get there, get there. Look, look, look. O and get its neighbor. And an inch up. I. Beautiful. A and T. A G O N I. S and T. Down, 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 all the way. I. And the last letter in that word, top shelf, in the middle, up and get it. C, antagonistic. So you noticed that I was able to very quickly give her the prompts on here. When she was doing, for example, the O and I. Because I have practiced so hard on these 3 boards, my prompting, forget her for the minute, my prompting is really fluid. Okay, all the way to the right and get it. Now get its neighbor and inch up. I didn't have to think about it because I was a fluid prompter. And that is going to be your key to success. What it can't be is they're here. You're now thinking, what do I say? And in the meantime, they start tapping everywhere because you're at a loss for words. Okay, a recommendation for you all. When you are transitioning, they're transitioning, you're transitioning. It's a transition for both of you, and it's a huge transition. So what I really do recommend people do, again, you start with prompting 1 letter non-consecutively, then maybe start with prompting 2 letters consecutively. But before you bring that board down, in your head, think, I'm going to go for the O and the N, so I'm going to say all the way on the right in the middle. You see the board hasn't moved. Okay, on the right in the middle, and then I'll say, shift your eyes left. Or inch left. So I've planned my attack. It will become more fluid for you as you practice. Remember, early in these videos, I reminded all of you over and over and over, don't rush. She knows where she is in the word. If you need to look down, I demonstrated that for you too. You just take a pause, you relax, you look where you are in the word, you plan your attack before it comes down, before that board's in front of the speller, so that you don't leave them hanging.
Yeah.
In this episode, we talked more about transitions. In the transition to a finger point, the communication partner may need to use hand over hand. In the transition to the 26-letter stencil, the communication partner may need to increase the coaching level, including hand gestures and auditory cues. A breakdown of the 3 transition steps is to start with 1 letter per word, then 2 to 3 non-consecutive letters, and then 2 consecutive letters. Your episode exercise is to select a C4A Academy lesson. Use a finger point, if possible. Try to weave in the 26-letter stencil for 1 letter of a spell word. Remember to increase your coaching level. You will be able to decrease the coaching level as the typer gets used to finding letters on the big board. When successful, try 2 non-consecutive letters. When successful with that, try 2 consecutive letters. Congratulations! You are on your way to transitioning to the 26-letter stencil. Here it is, your moment of zen.
THEADVICE. The advice. All. NEWSPELLER. The advice all new spellers SHOUL should FOLLO should follow. I is DON is don't. CAR is don't care. I if YOUMAKE if you make AMISTAK is don't care if you make a mistake. Done. IAMKIN I am kind of OC all the way. I am kind of OCD. ABOU about. I am kind of OCD about it. BU but. IV but I've LEARNE but I've learned. TOLE but I've learned to let. ITL but I've learned to let it. GO. Boom.